Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be visiting 10 locations of Harry Potter throughout all 8 of the series in London. So if you do like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into the first location. Our first location is in Piccadilly Circus. Now this is when, after escaping Bill and Fleur's wedding, Harry, Ron and Hermione retreated to go to a cafe, just to take some comfort though.
So as you can see, we are at the Deathly Hallows scene. So the space to be just down there is actually an old cinema. So it's all this been modernised and changed. But we relocated to a cafe.
Well, the cafe's no longer there. It's now like a Cafe Nero.
Yeah, so I think as you can see from when they were walking down, bus, cutting out the area.
So as you can see from the scene, we don't ever see them entering, but we also don't see them exiting. So what's going on there, right? But the reason for that is because the cafe doesn't exist. Now I've been there, it doesn't exist at all. And what is there is the Picture House Central. And that is an old-fashioned cinema where you just get to go watch movies. Up-to-date movies, of course, but just in an old-fashioned way. Our next location is also based in Piccadilly Circus. Now this is also part of the Deathly Hallows Part 1 from the last location I was talking about. Now this is when Ron, Hermione and Harry jumped out in front of the bus. Jumped from the bus, not into the bus. As the trio jumped from the bus, you can see just a glimpse of Gap, the sign. And from where I was filming in London, you can see the whole Gap, shop. So that's where it shows where they jumped from. Yeah, I got really confused of what side we were on. And I just found out it was on the Gap side the whole time and they didn't change shots during the time. Also, the reason why they actually chose to do Piccadilly Circus was it was very alienated. Especially to Ron, who does not know a lot of things about the Muggle world.
Where are we?
My next location is the Ministry of Magic, which is based in Scotland Place. Now, throughout the Ministry of Magic, or should I say Scotland Place, you'll see a lot of tourist attractions as well, tourist groups, should I say. And that is actually part of the Harry Potter tour, where someone would actually take a whole group of people to the locations. So, I'm sure there are bookings online that you can do that if you are visiting the UK, of course. Now, the scene that I'm trying to get into is from the Order of the Phoenix, and that is when Arthur Weasley and Harry are trying to go to the Ministry of Magic. They then attempt to go to the telephone and phone box. That is actually not there anymore. Or, shall I say, it was never there, because it was only a prop. Now, if you do go there, as you can see from the scene, as I'm walking to, there's no telephone box, but it's still the same scene. It's the corner of where you would see the whole shot of the Ministry of Magic. Now let's get into the other scene, which is from the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Again, another scene shot from the Deathly Hallows. They're going all out in this one. This is where they came out from. And just around that corner, so where that tour place is happening, is where the phone is.
Like around the corner.
Yeah. So now our next location is Nocturne Alley. As you can see where I am, wasn't actually the film place located, because it was actually in set. It was actually located on the set. It was a made up scene. This place is located in Goodwin's Court. It's really hard to find, so you better be on the lookout, as it is a really small alley to find. Just to create this creepy, narrowed environment for when you see in the Chamber of Secrets, Harry comes from the chimney, straight out, and then is also mixed with all these other people that are literally just in this dark area. Okay, so we are in the inspiration of Nocturne Alley. So if you remember back in the Chamber of Secrets, when Harry Potter used the word diagonally, he ended up coming through a chimney and ended up in this kind of place, but not here, it's just inspiration. And they use this kind of side, as it's all black, for it. Our next location, oh no, for God's sake. Our next location is the Leaky Cauldron. Now, this scene is based in Millennium Market. And when we went there, as you can see, it was closed. There was nothing happening at the time. However, if you go further in, you get to see a lot of pubs, a lot of restaurants like around. And it is a very nice environment, and you know, somewhere to like interact with people and all that. It's just a really fun place overall, I should say. Now, this is from the scene of Philosopher's Stone. As we can see, we see Harry and Hagrid enter the scene of it. Now, the place they are going to is an optician's place. However, that is the entrance to the Leaky Cauldron. We see him enter, but when we see inside of it, it's a complete different story. So here is the optician's place, but it was actually the entrance to the Leaky Cauldron during Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, this is the corner of it, and if you look around, yeah.
We have Leadenhall Market, which, yeah.
So the Leaky Cauldron was actually filmed in different places. There's also one in Charing Cross that it was based in.
And Borough Market.
Yeah. And if you wanted to come here, it's an exciting view as well. And there's a lot of pubs as well and restaurants to go to. But yeah, you should check it out.
Our next location is platform 9 3/4, and this is based in King's Cross Station. Now, this is based in the first film, The Philosopher's Stone, where we see Hagrid and Harry walking, and then Harry starts to question the ticket of platform 9 3/4 as it doesn't exist. And then Hagrid disappears, and then we see him meet up with Ron's family and go through the wall. Now, as you can see from the scene, it looks very different, of course, because we didn't actually go through into King's Cross Station, because we didn't really want to tap our Oyster cards to go right through to see like the more detail of it and the big clock. However, there is a tourist attraction place that you can see when you go into King's Cross Station at the start. There is a picture you can get done with the trolley, and also next to it you can see that there's a platform 9 3/4 shop, which just does some merch off the train and just Harry Potter merch in general. You can also find this at the Warner Brothers studio as well.
So this is the inside. We are not going inside of it because we don't want to pay to go like to another station. But yeah, this is the entrance basically.
So our next scene is outside of the station of platform 9 3/4. Now this is in the movie The Chamber of Secrets. Now this is when we see Arthur Weasley's car, which is the Angela Ford, parked up outside of the station. Now, we all think that's the outside the station of King's Cross, but actually that is the station to St Pancras. And that is only, as you can see from the footage, just opposite each other.
So we're at St Pancras International Station. So this is where Harry and Ron would steal his dad's car to go to Hogwarts. Now this is the outside of what the tube would look like to go to platform 9 3/4. But then, when you're inside, it's filmed in King's Cross. And if you look over there, to the camera from there to there, they're just opposite each other.
But the thing is that the outside apparently looked pretty ugly to be filmed. That's why they used this one.
It is, yeah.
Now the reason why they chose to use this was it looks good for scenery compared to King's Cross, because how big and how beautiful it was. Our next location is the Order of the Phoenix headquarters, also known as Sirius Black's house. Now, this is based in Claremont Square, where the house appears secret between 23 to 29, because the number that he used is number 12. Now, in the film, it is not there, and what they were trying to do is they were trying to show that it was just a property mistake. Like they just forgot number 12 all of a sudden, like 11, nothing, 13. It is protected by the Fidelius charm, which makes it unplottable. So I don't think even for the Marauders map you would be able to find it because of the spell.
We are now at the Order of the Phoenix HQ, also known as Sirius Black's house. It was filmed between 23 to 29 when the houses would open apart, so then they could hide Harry from the Death Eaters and all that. Yeah. Can't really film too much though because it is like people's houses though in the end.
Yeah.
Our next location is the Millennium Bridge. Now, if you remember from the Half-Blood Prince, you see Death Eaters swarming that bridge and collapsing it all of a sudden. Now, as you can see from where I am, I'm just in the middle of it, just trying to reenact like, oh, what could have happened? But as you can see, the Millennium Bridge was built as a transportation just for people to ride over the Thames, you know, instead of taking the boats and all that. And you can also see for our beaches, we just have stones and all that. But people go down there just to like see if there's anything good down there and just to collect some trash.
So the film that this was based on was the Half-Blood Prince at the time. Underneath you can see the Thames, close to shore. Just a place on it. And look, just over there, like a stony beach though, that's all we can have.
Our last location is Gringotts Bank. This, as you can see, is not Gringotts Bank, because you can tell the difference between them. It's actually the Australian House. Now, this is the Australian Embassy that is based in the UK, and it is not open up to the public, but it's opened up to Australian national citizens who need assistance, of course. So we see Harry and Hagrid enter like the Gringotts Bank, but we don't really see them go inside of it until they're inside of it, basically. And as you can see, there's a whole like amazing area. If you go to the Warner Brothers studio, you can also like get a really good in touch of like everything around you and all that, and just see how massive it really is.
Okay, so we are at the Australian House. This is where Gringotts Bank was filmed inside though. So the outside was completely different. I'll show you a reference to that. Inside is where the filming began for Gringotts.
To be honest, to be able to get a better view, I still recommend going to the Warner Brothers studio in London, because you get to engage in a lot of the scenes, a lot of the props, a lot of the magic that was there. As you can see, London was a big part of Harry Potter, and locations were very important for entering, for exiting, and all that sort. It was just the inside they had to very change it all. And when I was at the Warner Brothers studio, they would only have like the set on for like a day, and then they would change it until it was no more. So they wouldn't keep it like there. They would just do a take on it and then change it again straight away. So those were 10 locations of Harry Potter in London. I hope you did enjoy that, and I hope you did learn something along the way. I did a lot of learning and research, like just getting all this information in, and it was fun. Honestly, I love Harry Potter so much. I know you guys do too. It's like a fascinating experience, like to imagine, to like take in and all that. Overall, thank you for watching this video. If you do like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel. There's more content like this coming along the way. There's a lot more ideas I've got to show you guys. There's a lot more research I'm willing to put in just to show off a lot of things in London, a lot of things that I love, and I hope you guys can enjoy it along the way. So anyway, take care everyone, and see you next one. Bye bye.